What is up, Black World? You're here with your boy Chris. If you clicked on this title, you're looking for a book recommendation that'll help align your mind to achieve the goals that you set for yourself in 2022. That's why I labeled this video the best book to begin the new year with. So I recommended this book because I feel like it can lay the foundation for you to achieve whatever goals you set for yourself, whether it be in the gym or dieting, or you want to start that new business, or you just want to overall be a better person. I feel like this book will provide you the foundational value to achieve those goals. I'm going to start this video off a little bit different. I'm going to talk about how I violated 3 of these rules. I'm not going to give you how many numbers are because then you would know the book, but I'm going to tell you how I violated 3 of those rules, and then I'm going to give you the book recommendation at the end. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like this kind of content, or if you just want to hear about what's the book, Chris, just go ahead and skip to the end of the video. I won't mind. So I think we're all guilty of the first rule that I violated, but it's something that I do a lot, and that is, number 1, worry about things you cannot control. I'm kind of a worryful person. I like to plan, I like to execute, but then I also worry about things that are out of my reach. And let me give you an example of that. School. So I'm in an MBA program right now for school, and for my classes, between the time I do finals and the time that grades come out, I'm worried. Even though I felt like I did my best, even though I studied hard, even though I gave it my all, I'm still worried that I won't get a good grade. And I don't know where that comes from. I think I started doing that in the military because you plan, you do a lot of planning in the military, but sometimes you still worry that things will go wrong. And then when I get my grade and it's really good, I'm like, I'm super relieved. But in the meantime, I did all of that worrying. That's one way that I think I violated that rule. Another one is worrying about what people may think of you. And that's like starting this channel. I know a lot of people that want to start YouTube channels, or they want to get out in front of the camera, but then they're kind of worried about what people will say about them. That's natural, right? But that's not anything you can control. I can't control how you feel about me. I can present myself the way I feel I should be presented, but I can't control how you perceive this video, whether you give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I can only give you the maximum value. So with that being said, I'm gonna move on to number 2. Number 2, and this one's kind of painful, is giving up after failure, right? In order to make this video, I had to be kind of transparent. And there's times where I failed, where I've given up and then felt way worse. Which is, okay, so my first one I think would be in the military. There are certain units that I went to try out for, which I didn't get into, right? Whether it be because I can't swim well or different things like that. I went out and tried out for these things, and then I take that loss specifically hard. I feel like, I can't, am I good enough? You get those things where you start second guessing yourself and really what you bring to the table, when really you shouldn't look at it like that. If you fail at something, it's because you're going out and you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, right? You have to shift the way you look at things. You're not failing because you're not adequate. You're failing because you're pushing yourself to the very limits, and looking at it that way will help you, go out and try more things in which you might fail. Another one that I think was really painful for me is going into business, right? I've launched a business before that didn't perform the way I wanted it to. And when you go into business, at first you're super excited, you spend a whole bunch of money, you push this thing, and it doesn't take off the way you wanted it to. A lot of millionaires, they fail 7, 8, 20 times before they strike it rich. So when I failed in this business venture, I took it extremely hard, not only because it's I failed, but there's a monetary value attached to this failure. So you get the urge to want to shrink and go back into your safety, your comfort zone, especially when there's money involved. And I think that that's the wrong answer. So part of that is coming out with another business, or coming out even stronger with the content you want to provide people. Okay, moving on. This is the 3rd one, and this is the last one I'm going to disclose to you guys, because I wanted to keep this video somewhat short but yet provide a lot of value with this book recommendation. The 3rd and final rule of this book that I felt like I violated is giving your power away to other people. And this took me a long time to understand. And what giving your power away is about is giving your power away to somebody else to make you upset, to make you sad, to make you feel some type of way. This person who is on the outside of you, who is not inside, they're external, right? They have power over your emotional or your mental or maybe even your physical well-being. And I did that a lot coming up. I had a lot of anger, so I would let people make me mad, right? Whether you swerved in front of me in traffic, or you might be a boss or a colleague or even a family member that kind of makes you dread coming around them. I gave these people power, and in doing that, one, you feel helpless, right? Because you're like, oh, let's say you have an aunt or something like that you don't like, she comes around or something like that, and you dread this person so much, so you start avoiding them, right? Instead of being proactive and trying your best to solve the issue, saying no to this person, saying no to this engagement, giving the power over is like saying, hey, here's my emotions, go ahead and push any button you want. And I think one of the easiest ways we give our emotion away is like through anger, whether it be a coworker or somebody. Let's say you're driving to pick up your son, or you're just driving down the street and somebody swerves in front of you and almost cuts you off, right? I used to get really upset, follow this person for a little bit, just get mad, and I'm like, man, even after this person left, probably didn't even care about me because they cut me off, right? I'm still upset. I'm upset rolling into picking up my kid, or I'm upset talking to my fiance because of this incident that just happened. And the incident would be longer than really the time span that it happened in, if you understand what I'm saying. So it's like somebody cut you off, that took 2 seconds. But then you being angry about the situation might last 45 minutes, an hour, depending on how bad your anger is. So part of what I like about this book is it realigns your thinking to think, you are responsible for whatever emotions you have, in that you have to do your best not to give those away to other people, to external people outside of you. You are in charge of those things. So now that we've discussed my shortcomings as far as like how I feel like I violated these rules, I'm going to give you the book recommendation. The book is called 13 Things Mentally Strong People Don't Do by Amy Moran. And like I said, I feel like if you look at these, I'm actually listening to the book right now, but I'm gonna go back and buy the book and have it in my library, because I feel like the book is definitely a must read, and it's like something that I would read every year, even to just go over and realign my thought process. But I feel like these 13 rules, these 13 values will help align you to achieve not only your goals for 2022, but help you live a better life in 2022. So if you enjoyed this content, please go ahead and give me a like and subscribe. It greatly helps my channel so we can grow together. All right, peace.